And we are live! Hello everyone! Today we will be finishing up with the story of Canaan, the Promised Land. I don't know why that sounded so rehearsed. Let us just continue where we left off. So, in the previous cliffhanger that happened in our third stream, what's-his-face, Baal showed up, and he's gonna do some bad shit, and now we are gonna see what happens. So Dagon is not the true antagonist, even though he was trying to be killed or something. I don't know, something like that happened. Anyways, let's resume. Good to see you all, by the way. Baguette indeed. Hello, Azinu and Roan and Irby, who is not gonna be here, apparently, but nice that he can slip in a comment. Alright, let's hop right on Dagon's cock. But yeah, where we left off. Everyone regained their memories because Kijimuna presumably was a pillar that was able to retain them unlike everyone else. Tangaro is just like a really shitty pillar, or his secret artifact. He's always separate for something, because he always seems to be forgetting. And Dagon seemed to remember the entire time. He was just playing the role. And in fact, it was Dagon, the old ones, the Canaan Dagon, aka the same Dagon that was in Raiders of the Lost Isle, who set effect that world. He had the memories of everyone, which I believe I have this pet theory where the reason why everyone was able to regain their memories from what they were supposed to lose was because Dagon was holding them all the time. Not just the original Canaan, the original Canaanites' memories, but the actual memories of Kijimuna and the rest when they were spending time on the island. Anyway, that's just a theory. Alright, let us continue this. For some reason, we're seeing Ose here. So, I'm not practicing for his voice. I actually don't really know how to sound. His adult version sounds. One day, my guild of arbitrators in Tokyo received a report from the guild of agents we rely upon for our intelligence. It was that piece of information that started this. It was about an incident in which some transients in Tokyo have become involved. The transients in question had come to know of Tokyo and had been summoned to it. There was one key word that kept showing up in testimonies from those involved. Oh, is this like a flash forward? That's interesting. Didn't know Housamo would have the balls to do something like that. Canaan. It was a name we had never heard of. We could not even say for sure if it was an individual or a place. Evidently refers to both, based on what we learned before. Even now, I doubt any of the other world representatives are aware that Canaan is the name of a ruined world. Yeah, it makes sense, Prisma. Both Dagon's having memories. I mean, we haven't really seen how old one's Dagon's memories take a role in any place in the story so far. The moment I heard the name, though, I understood something. The word Canaan is tied deeply to my being. Am I talking as Baal now? I may be a demon from Gehenna, summoned to Tokyo, but my intuition screamed that this Canaan would give me great power. When one is bound to another by a connection so strong, if both wish it, fate will conspire to bring you together. This truth transcends roles and rules, and even the walls that separate worlds. Even so, our subsequent investigation into Canaan was a grueling effort. I thought there might be a clue in that shadow that had appeared, so I used all my resources to gather information. It was then that I learned of the existence of Canaan's pillar, a being named Dagon. All of my findings brought me to the Tower of Babel, where memories that have lost their physical form sleep. So this is pretty much exactly like, well, maybe not exactly, it's like the dungeons, where memories are held. For the Tower of Babel is nothing more than one giant pillar, made for collecting and recording the memories of worlds. This is the data center that all the major three guilds rely on then? The three true guilds? I mean, wouldn't they just remember it themselves? I guess they can only really remember their own personal memories between loops. So in order to access like a more elaborate kind of set of memories, they need to access something like this. Well, I'm getting out of myself. Let's just see what this is. It is uncommon for it to also contain memories from worlds other than those 23 tied to Tokyo. It was from the record of Dagon's memories stored in the tower that I learned the shocking truth. Long before I felt a Gehenna, I, or someone who shared my soul, had once lived in that world. So these people are sharing souls? I guess that's the connection. They share souls, even though they're different individuals. It's a bit weird. And more importantly, that this Baal had been invested with the face of that world as its world representatives. Words cannot express the joy I felt at this revelation. Me, a world representative. I had once been on the same level as the 23 who now fought for dominance of Tokyo. I wanted that power more than anything, so I began concocting a grand plan. My plan was to recreate the fallen world of Canaan. I would connect this resurrected kingdom to Tokyo as a new world and regain my place as a world representative. So he was trying to make a 24th world to connect to and become a world representative. I guess he was just dissatisfied with not being a representative of Gehenna and instead being a lackey. I began by making contact with the world's pillar, Dagon. I made a deal with him that we would protect a certain someone, and when the time came, I would return them to their worlds. I set about looking for a vessel compatible with Dagon's memories, and made preparations to return him to life. And what did I find but the body of a transient instructor, Dagon, of the Old Ones. He even bore the same name as Dagon of Canaan. The strength of their connection was undeniable. Without a body to house him, memories are nothing more than abstract information. In order to resurrect the fallen Canaan, I needed bodies. I needed vessels. I've heard that Father Dagon once used some of his own tentacles as bodies to revive his vassals. Oh, so he never actually killed them? They were tentacles all the time? Didn't even realize. Still, Dagon had lost his entire physical form. Repeating that feat would not be enough to recreate an entire world. I needed bodies to house not only the world's pillar, Dagon, but also the memories of the world's inhabitants. That's right, it was the infernal mermaid and merman that were responsible for kidnapping and brainwashing in the original Raiders of the Lost style. They weren't just, nobodies, they actually had specific roles in that case. And then Dagon kind of just offed them, which was kind of harsh, but if they were just memories that, were embodied by tentacles of his own, then, I see how it is. Simply put, I needed a great number of vessels. Finally, the day came to carry out my plan. On that wonderful day, there was a major disaster in Tokyo, large enough to paralyze the city's faculties. What was it? Just a disaster? Okay. I used my position as a central member of the Tokyo administration to manipulate its evacuation plan. I researched which evacuees would make suitable vessels and lured them to where I planned on recreating the destroyed world. Naturally, I had to manipulate all sorts of information to make sure my plan went off without a hitch. Now I have my vessels. Considering Canaan Dagon is the original methodology and old one Dagon was taken from Lovecraft, it makes sense they picked Dagon. I'm not sure if they intentionally picked them from the very beginning since Raiders, but you know, it's I do wonder about like the actual Lovecraft author, if they intended to make that sort of parallel between those two Dagons. It's not exactly unusual for mythologies to overlap with each other, but you know, Lovecraft was kind of just like a fiction writer or something like that, that took inspiration from, could have taken inspiration for something like that was well recorded in mythology. So I wouldn't know. That's just speculation. I, too, entered the dream as one of the inhabitants of the destroyed Canaan. Not as the demon Baal from Gehenna, mind you, but as the world representative candidate Baal. There is a sharp intake of breath from all present at Baal's, or rather, Baal's words. I see. Baal, or Baal, I suppose. You're the one who gave us all false memories and made us perform in this sick play of yours. The enlarged Tangaroa roars from where Baal has knocked him to the ground with his two clubs. Oh, you can still speak, after all that? Consider me surprised. Indeed, Sea Lord Yam. Yes, I think I'll call you that. It was all me. Father Dagon can use his tentacles sacred artifacts to erase and change memories, but everything after that was me. Okay, so the fact that they couldn't remember was actually Dagon's doing. Actually, that should have been obvious now that I remember that he was responsible for making them forget in Raiders. So it should have been him who made it easier to implant those memories by erasing the original ones. Okay, I see. Me, a lowly demon who convinced you all that you were others, and made you act as such. Commander of the Eastern Troops of Gehenna, Baal. I have heard of your rule, if only by reputation. I can give out wisdom that turns others into almost different people. Oh wait, you can give out wisdom that turns others into almost different people, and make them blind to the world around them. I have heard your rule was something like that, but I assumed it was baseless. I didn't think you'd actually be able to do something like this. You used me, Baal. The words used sound so vile, Lord Astaroth. I've kept my word to you, after all. Have you not become intimately acquainted with Astarte's memories as I promised? Baal smiles, and bat-like wings spread from his back. These black winged sacred artifacts of mine can show others true desires and project them as reality. If anyone ended up in a different world, living as someone else, that is because they wished for it. Perhaps they grew weary of the brutality of their previous world, and wished to cast off their identity to start a new life. If you, Lord Astaroth, became invisible to others, then it is because you yourself wished for that to happen. It is because you fear the gazes of others that you wish to be invisible to them, is it not? In any case, I owe you all thanks. Allow me to show you my gratitude. What's this pressure? An aura of overwhelming, commanding might flows from Baal, forcing you to feel as worms would in presence of a god. He cannot defeat me, for the world has decreed me invincible. Finally, Canaan has seen fit to crown me its world representative. What? How? Dagon's astonishment is clear on his face. After all this hard work I put in, did you truly think this would end any different, Father Dagon? You should know all too well that if events had gone as planned, Astarte would have chosen Baal as a world representative. It shouldn't have been that difficult. Yes, Astarte, she rejected me. She noticed that her childhood friend, Baal, had turned into someone she no longer recognized. Indeed, Lord Astaroth, she turned out to be quite perceptive. Perhaps it is because she used your body for a while, but be that as it may. As you can see, Astarte has seen fit to recognize me as a world representative, and so, well, the past is the past. Wait, Astarte did this? Why? Yes, she did. It turned out to be rather simple. She made me promise to return you to Tokyo in exchange, Aerthan. Huh? Ah! Baal! That promise is... Indeed, Father Dagon. The same promise I made to you. Now, you see, making this deal with Astaroth pains me not at all. She must have wanted to keep you from having to share Canaan's fate. How naive. As a legal professional bound by the law, I pride myself on upholding my contracts to the letter. I had always planned to return the trophy of our game to Tokyo. It would be quite a problem if I did not. Yo, godly rival. Nice to see you. I think you're new in here. Glad to see you are checking this out. We are in the last part of this story so far, and Baal is just being a total Chad or something like that. So I think it is about time for you to be returning home, if you'd be so kind. Baal, I've got a question. Oh, then by all means ask it. Did Astarte know that everyone else was from Tokyo too? My. It seems I've underestimated you. Quite an apt observation for one so unstudied in intricacies of law. It is as you have deduced. Astarte was unaware at this point, and naturally I did not take pains to correct her misapprehension. Baal! You little... Oh, what seems to be the problem? Did you not wish to return to your Tokyo? I'm not going back. Not without everyone else. We're going back together. So that's how it is. Very well then. I will respect your wishes. As an agent of the law, I can hardly stoop so low as to resort to violent coercion. So then, what is it you wish to do, Aerthan? Let us all go. We have to leave. Oh, good gracious. I must ask you to calm down. As a point of information, do you have any idea what it is you're asking? If I separate these memories from their bodies, those memories will become nothing more than information. In other words, separating the memories of the citizens of Canaan from their bodies as effectively constitutes killing them. Can you really throw away the lives of everyone you spent so much time with? Everyone you loved? Reshef, Malak, Kotharwakasis, and even Father Dagon. They had all finally regained bodies and found new lives in this Canaan. And you would throw all that away? Are you that heartless? Don't listen to him, Baal. No, Baal. He's just twisting things to suit himself. There's nothing to be worried about. They've never been anything but memories of a world that was destroyed long ago. It was a mere chance that they were able to come back to life. Losing that second life will simply restore the natural order. Bad move, Father Dagon. To say you are lacking in persuasiveness would be an understatement. You don't understand the emotions of others, do you, Father Dagon? Don't you agree, Aerthan? Aerthan. I believe he and I understand each other. What about you, Father Dagon? Someone once destroyed, but given a second body, a second chance at life. Meeting such a one would be fate, would it not? You would become eye to each other. How could you possibly throw away such a bond? Such a thing cannot be easily severed, and so the only thing to do is to pretend the choice was never there in the first place. Even if it means trampling someone's dignity in the process. It is all because of precious, irreplaceable love. To love another and pray for their wishes to be fulfilled. Ah, is it not wonderful? Is it not cruel? What's happening now? It's almost time. Have you been playing this all along, Bale? Indeed I have. Did you only just now notice? Earthquake. Wait, no. The very world is rending. What is this? Incidentally, you do remember that the world of Canaan has already been destroyed, do you not? What about it? Just one more question. Do you recall that the foundation of this resurrected Canaan is formed from Father Dagon's memories? Then it follows logically that this world can only replicate the limited quantity of memories prior to its destruction. To put it in different words, this Canaan can only exist for a limited amount of time. You can't mean... I see you understand. The wishes of the many have caused this world to repeat over and over again. At the same time, however, I never had any other choice. As leaving it would be the only lead to its destruction, the only ways to ensure its survival are to delay the inevitable or to repeat it wholesale. My being installed as a world representative is the trigger for the apocalypse. Only by avoiding it could it be postponed. Oh, and speak of the devil, here come the angels of Eden themselves to herald the world's end. The special attribute angels, aka the bitch angels. Nice timing. A legion of angels pierces through the ceiling of the underground chamber and comes swooping down. Whoa, that's a lot of angels. That's Eden's invasion force. Indeed. You're quite informed, Lord Astaroth. I expected of one of the upper ring of Gehenna. These angels invade worlds, shatter their face, declare their inhabitants demons, and banish them to the depths of Gehenna. Whoa. They do what now? So they're invaders, essentially. That occupy. A world approaching its downfall is a blank canvas of faith. It's an irresistible morsel to other worlds. This is why Canaan, its face shaken in destruction, was invaded by those angels. Or perhaps they were the ones who orchestrated its destruction. Well, at this point, there's no way of knowing. Father Dagon's last memory of Canaan is of those angels attacking. In other words, he fell to their lances and followed Canaan into destruction. And so in this world, formed from Father Dagon's memories, the apocalypse shall trace the same path. The squadron of angels level their lances at Dagon. Dagon! Don't overdo it, Tangor. You're too injured to move. Angels keep appearing, widening the hole in the ceilings as their numbers grow. At this rate, we're going to be buried alive. Pumpkin Haka! Housamo and his banyan tree supports the crumbling ceiling. The angels blow their trumpets, and the battle begins amid a collapsing world. Final episode, Beyond the World's End. Ooh boy, I got some tears in my eye from that. That's pretty exciting stuff. And I guess this is a battle sequence, which I will never be able to recreate since it happened 2 years ago and you can only do it once. Alright, let's continue with episode 6, part 2. By the way, this is a 3-part excluding the epilogue. Although now that I think about it, that was a rather short part. But it was very action-packed near the end, so... kind of a lot to wrap around my head around. So the story goes that some sort of catastrophe, unnamed catastrophe, happened in what's called our Tokyo. Eden being usual parasites is usual, yeah. Things are shit's about to go down when the angels of Eden come. Chapter 8 flashbacks. So I guess that's their nature. These ones aren't just any like angels that were transported. Rather, they're like specific angels of Eden that have the role of usurping and conquering fates. Eden's kind of a special existence among the worlds because they seem to be like, at least so far, they seem to be the only ones that are expounded on in terms of conquering other worlds, and besides Tokyo, that is. You constantly interact with other worlds like Gehenna and all that stuff. And in this case, Canaan. So yeah, it seems that some disaster happened there, and Baal took advantage of it so that he could exploit Dagon, who he made a deal with, in order to find... He wanted to become a world representative. I forgot how he... he already mentioned, but I already forgot how he knew about the world of Canaan, but he learned he had some sort of equal there, where he was a world representative, which was the end of it. That's strange. It seems like Baal, knowing ahead of time he wants to be a world representative there, even though he knew it was the end of the world. It's a bit confusing. Like, why would Baal choose to opt to, like, he just wants to be an equal, but he already knows his world's falling apart. And he also knows that, like, the moment he becomes a world representative, is the beginning of the downfall. So it's a bit weird. Well, maybe I'll clarify it later on. Eden seems to need huge amounts of faith. Yeah, it does. I think they covered it before when they were talking about one of the other characters. Babylon, yeah, in chapter 8. I forgot exactly what it was, but it had to do with what's called believing in one's own, like, sinfulness or something like that. It's Baal who wants the power and be the rep. I mean, that's true, but he also knows, like, he even declared himself that the world would be ending the moment he became the world representative. I mean, yes, Baal, of course, not Baal. Baal doesn't have a will. It seems, in fact, that doesn't even... according to, like, it's said that Baal was actually friends with Astarte. So it's a bit confusing of how, what's it called? This entire situation happened, in terms of... Okay, I already lost my train of thought, but it's just kind of weird how Baal wants to take control of a world that was destined to be falling apart anyways. When you think about it, Christianity would use religion to conquer and convert people into Christianity, so Eden's action is too far off. You mean not too far off? Just play... Okay, I'll play the story, okay. I think back to the happy times of old, repeating those shining, wonderful days in my head. The world of Canaan, that is, in order to be a world representative. Back then, there was a smile on every face in Canaan, and I smiled along with them. Yeah, but according to him, the world he's going to be taking the faith of is going to be in perpetual destruction, just because the moment he becomes a representative is the moment the angels come. Well, I guess... that isn't necessarily... The world isn't necessarily ending, per se, as it is just in a state of being ended. which is cataclysmic, but not terminal. I see. So kind of like Azathoth then. Beside me, my best friend and successor as world representative was laughing too. This was the height of happiness, or so I thought. I believed I had finally reached where I was meant to be. However, not long after, my beloved Canaan met a miserable end. With its belief shaken and its system compromised, its faith was stolen by another world, and it fell to ruin. God, that sound effect is so gruesome. Even now, the screams of world representative Baal ring in my ears. No! Don't lay a hand on my friend! Leave our Canaan alone! Astarte, if I had more power, if I were only stronger, this would have never happened. And then I, the pillar of the world, met my end at the hands of the invaders. Kind of ironic that the ones who control them are not the invaders right now, but the rule makers. These invading angels, that is. My palace fell to ruin along with the rest of Canaan, leaving nothing behind but 2 lone pillars. I thought it was the apocalypse. Such grief and sadness I felt, until I discovered that it was not the end. A few tentacles that had clung to those 2 poles were all that remained of my body, and I could do nothing but more than float in the space between worlds. So the Dagon we found in Raiders wasn't exactly Canaan Dagon. Rather, it was a broken version of Dagon. Which is kind of consistent with what he was describing in the story, if I remember correctly. If Vale were to be a world rep and he gets the something main quest, we'd have another sus come in the form of break. No thanks. No thanks. Eventually, my battered body washed ashore on an island. Over time, that island pulled in others, and they grouped together. Triton, to whom I have close ties, then made a contract with me. He wanted safety for his people, and I wanted to be destroyed. What? He wanted to be destroyed? I thought he just wanted the role of the All-Father. Very well. I vow to do as you wish. You had best keep your end of the deal, though. I will. After all, you and I are one and the same. Now that I think about it, didn't he say Triton was the one who cast him off? Yeah, Triton definitely said that he was Dagon or something like it originally before he cast him off. Something like that. I entered Triton's body and began preparations for the day when I would make good on my promise. What? Okay, so he entered it and then he cast him off? Using Triton as my vessel, I fought a group of drifters from another world. What the heck? Then finally, the time came for my wish to be fulfilled. This is the 5-star AR from the original event. I didn't really understand the meaning of this. That man, Triton, separated from me and returned to his beloved students. Yeah, that's what he was saying before. So he wasn't born with him in the first place, rather he made a deal with him and then allowed him to enter? I was jealous of that man. He still had something to protect. Jealous of the warmth his precious students sparked in his chest. With only memories of that warmth left to cling on to for comfort, Dagon of Canaan fell towards oblivion. Finally, I thought. I had earned my death. Finally, this was the end. Yet, my eyes once again opened, and I beheld a revived memory of Canaan. I had been so certain that everything was over. How could I have known what awaited me afterward? But the end is never really the end. The sun will always rise on a new day, filled with new possibilities and new friends. That's something only someone who has reached the very limits of their world, the ultimate wall, could realize. I want you to remember that. Remember it when you have reached a wall and lost all hope. Beyond that wall which stands in front of you, there will always be a new world waiting for you. Dagon! There's too many of them! I won't let you get closer, Dagon! Housamo blasts away the incoming angels, one after another. Oh my, you can be quite violent when you wish it, Pillar of Niri Kanai. Why don't you understand that the more you struggle, the more Father Dagon will have to suffer? What do you mean? If you hadn't been there, Canaan would have already been washed clean and reset back to the beginning. The world would not have to have suffered Father Dagon's last memories. The only reason these angels are attacking now is that you tried so hard to resist. That's my fault. I'm the reason Dagon's hurting. Don't listen to me, Housamo. I don't want him to replay these memories even one more time. Our friend has already recovered. There's no reason to protect this world anymore. I knew you'd say that, Father Dagon. Yet can you listen to him? Any of you? How long can your hearts withstand seeing poor Father Dagon's bravado as he's torn apart? What are you playing at? Don't tell me. Father Dagon's body will be sliced to pieces by the angels, just like in his memories. I'm sure things will continue until he is nothing more than a pitiful handful of tentacles. At some point, you'll be unable to bear watching such a cruel spectacle. There will come a time when you'll wish with all your hearts this had never happened. At that time, the world will turn back the clock, as Housamo will be too broken to use a sacred artifact. No way. And then... after that, I will merely have things repeat, and these memories will play themselves out again and again and again. Okay, I'm starting to understand. So it wasn't technically Bale's existence. That was rather the only reason why the world's falling apart now is just because a certain amount of time has elapsed, and so the memories have run out. The pre-apocalypse. The shock of remembering who you are will grow stronger each time. With every loop, you'll realize with even more certainty there is nothing you can do. And finally, someday, you'll scream that you want to be somewhere, anywhere else. And when that moment arrives, I will gladly take you away, Arathan, to a world named Tokyo. Bale too! How could you? A caretaker such as you, Father Dagon, could never understand that this is what it takes to become a world representative. Our battles are founded upon the endless repetition of history, and end only when the opponent's faith is in tatters. Why, Bale? Why? What a brutal end for Canaan Dagon. Yeah, for real. He has to live that torture over and over again, and then that's when he'll let it repeat. Or that's when, I guess, Housamo will let go of their memories. I don't know. For some reason, it seems like Housamo is the reason the loop's going on. Or something like that. Dagon! Crap! What can we do? I need to understand. After that, shock. I see. So it's basically Kijimuna's pillars making them remember, supposedly, or at least keep this loop intact. And the moment he gives up on trying to keep it intact and give everyone's memories back is the moment that the memories can reset back to the beginning. This is checkmate, Aerithon. You may give up now, or you may give up later. I leave the choice up to you. No. Is there really no hope? Wait. Something's wrong here. Indeed, there is no need to fear him, Aerithon. Is this a starting? You're acting awful tough, Bale. Is it because you're scared? I see the real you crying in... Is it Bale or Bal? Yeah, it is Bale. I see the real you crying in fear as you wait for someone to point out the discrepancy within you. Huh? It's Astaroth. Or am I wrong, Bale? The majority within you could be overturned at any moment. What are you saying, Astaroth? Bale is nervous? You're not going to call me Lord anymore. Looks to me like someone's nervous. Ooh, the bluffs. The dukes. Your bluster is meant to cover your weakness, and the tougher you try to be, the easier it is to see how weak you really are. Now that I think about it, I started to already realize that a long time ago. Stop! Stop! Realized what, Astaroth? What are you talking about? Well, hinting at the true form of your rule in order to try and threaten me earlier, Bale. That was a bad move. Thanks to that, I realized just who it is you're really talking to, and who you're really trying to fool. You can hear us, right? Why don't you answer us? Baal. Another Bale? Connected to Bale? Don't tell me. That must be the original world representative of Canaan, Baal. The one Bale absorbed, seduced with the ecstasy of power, and fed false ambitions. Congratulations, Baal. You've once again become world representative, using someone else's body. But has re-experiencing the sorrow of this world's destruction swayed your conviction? Your childhood friend, Astarte, has realized you're not who you used to be. Honestly, I have no idea what Bale is thinking these days. She wasn't talking about Bale impersonating you. She was never seeing Bale. She was always seeing you, inside of him. Astaroth pointing out the contradictions in Bale's words, Ace Attorney style. He's even got the lawyer uniform to suit that. She's always been sensitive to changes in others. She must have had noticed a difference in her close friend. In the original Canaan, you were chosen by Astarte to be a world representative, correct? Did you really want to make her cry? Is that the type of world representative you wanted to be? No! Stop talking! That voice comes from Bale. It's getting weaker. Bale's been shaken. She's beginning to question his actions. Baal, sorry. The majority inside him has changed to 50-50. It's gotten precarious. Oh, I see. This is something like this happened in the Halloween event too. I ain't scared no Halloween in terms of there were like pixies or something inside of the jack-o'-lantern helmets, which led to them taking control of the things. And something like that also happened with Behemoth in Valentine Extravaganza. It's what's it called? Inside Behemoth being kind of like a battle zone with its own majority rules, and then when what's called Inugami went inside, he was able to change the rules inside because of majority rule. So it's not just like majority rule of a large amount of people or even a few amount of people in a small area. It can really include just even up to one person or two people. So in this case, because there are two people, it's no longer majority rules just because one of them is starting to lose faith in his whatever Bale is going through, or Bale wants. It's gone precarious. Soon he'll no longer be a world representative. What? Is this change of heart, Lord Asteros? He said it, did he not? That you didn't care what happened to anyone but yourself? If only you hadn't interfered, you could have lived forever in this world. You could have taken on the form of those most beloved. Your dream would have come true, you fool! Astaroth's face creases in sadness for a moment. Ugh. That's right. It's still not too late. If the two of us work together, eternity will be ours. I'll make you a promise. After I send Aerithon home, I'll ensure you can spend the rest of eternity here in that body, in this repeating world. He'll finally be free of all that sorrow you've been carrying, so... Hey, do you think it's funny what I'm trying to do, Aerithon? Astaroth ignores Bale completely instead of calling out to you. Denied. My body and my heart wants different things, and it's always brought me grief. Even now, this conflict inside me, it hurts me, and yet, I'm giving up my chance at finally being free of the sadness. If it made you want to laugh, I'd understand. I told you, didn't I? I'd never laugh at you. Right. Thank you. Friend of Astarte, Aerithon. Astaroth's eyes well with tears of sorrow despite his joy, and with tears of joy despite his sorrow. The story of contradictions. Filled with people of contradictions. I lived with her. Her pain, anger, and joy echoed within me. If we fought, it was because we were too similarly conflicted. If we laughed together, it was for the same reason. What drew us together, more than anything, was that we both wished to become something else. When I realized that, it struck a chord inside me. At that moment, we truly understood each other, and I'll never forget it. To see that our friendship was born of dysphoria made me wonder for the first time if it might, in fact, be a part of me. Well, in a sense it is. That's sort of the feeling of confusion and self-rejection and dissatisfaction with who you are. Like, you could say it's just, you weren't born wrong about it and you're a mistake, but at the same time, that mentality, that circumstance you find yourself in is a part of you as well. Without the sorrow, and without this joy, I wouldn't be myself anymore. I'm sad. I'm so sad. But still, Astarte! Your refusal to push your own sadness onto Aerithon was dazzling. You accepted the sadness of the difference between your ideal and reality head-on through the pain. I want to be like you. I want to become someone I can be proud of. You all understand, don't you? Even if you deny me the position of world representative, all you'll accomplish is stopping from getting what I want. That is all. You will not save me from from this hell you found yourselves in. Biel gestures through the wavering shadows made up of Canaan citizens' memories. If you all intend to escape this world together, that means abandoning everyone who has lost her body. Or, if you choose not to abandon them, none who stay will ever be able to escape the world's loop for all eternity. Those are your only two choices. Perhaps it may appear that way. However, if we work together and think beyond worldly bounds, we may find a third option. What? Tangaroa, what do you mean? Astaroth, it was all Bale. You two helped me realize something. That which you considered dysphoria within yourselves also exists within me. I have been negligent in speaking with the one inside me, have I not? Yam. Now that I think about it, it seems like Reshef and the rest seem to be out of commission right now. Is it because they're not on the pillar, but Tangaroa is? I'm a bit confused. You who reside within my body, please allow me to ask what it is you desire. I see. Then I am sure we can work together. My name is Tangaroa, herald of the name guided to you from he who sculpted earth, sky, and mankind with his flesh and blood. You are the Sea Lord Yam. You are the ocean itself, and by your grace does life flourish. With our desires and rules brought together, I believe we can create a miracle that transcends worldly bonds. From where he was thrown to the ground by Bale, Tangaroa and Yam's giant form began to dissolve into the light. Ah, too bright! What is this light? Wait, what? Did he take form? Oh, wow! Tangaroa's back to normal size! Huh? What happened? He's not a giant anymore. There's Makan and our chef. How? Yo! What the hell's going on here? My head feels empty, like someone who's been in there forever just up and left. It's like some feeler who's been crammed into a one-person room where they finally moved out. Huh? That's pretty odd. Alright, it's time for a giant self-assess session. Are you a chef? Aren't you inside me? Two are chefs, each with each other. I'm having like degenerate thoughts out of this boat. I'll just keep on going. Two are chefs, each with bodies. Was this you, Tangaroa? Yes. I used the flesh and blood of my body and portioned it off to create new bodies for everyone. That's what he did? Oh my god, what the fuck? Tangaroa said quick fast. Even of course, for Yam. This is like some literal Jesus dividing bread shit, except, and it was his body too. There's parallels, oh my god. Are you Moloch? Hilarita! Ah! What's with this guy with my hands face doing standing right in front of me? You two are serious? Wait, what's happening? Huh? Not just at them, everyone. They look exactly the same. You get a body. You get a body. Everybody gets a body. All right, Oprah Winfrey. What happened? Astarte. Huh? Aren't you Astaroth? Then that means this body isn't yours. Wow! Look at the marathon. What on earth? Kijimuna. You! How dare you! Bale flies at you in murderous rage. Descends now, Bale! Get shit fucked, Bale. This is literally Tangaroa's power, though, so it makes sense combined with the Amazon. I don't remember Tangaroa's power being able to divide his body like that. I just remembered that he inherited the memories of past Tangaroas. I do not remember his power being like Jesus time, and then everyone all of a sudden is Tangaroa. Like he just committed a cellular division or binary fission, that is. Okay, the last episode, but not the last part. We will see episode 6, part 3. Let us do this. It's in his bio of his regular. Well, if you're mentioning that, then I'm guessing that's confirmation that he didn't use his power in Raiders of the Lost Isle. I guess that's only something that could have been predicted for people who really did the research ahead of time, was Tangaroa. Yeah, sure, this music works. Yo, Maple. We are continuing with episode 6, part 3 right now. After this will be the epilogue. So, does that mean there's just like two Tangaroas and 2 Kijimunas and 2 Asteriuses now in the world of Tokyo? Well, maybe I don't answer that question. Maybe we'll see what happens to their bodies. They won't necessarily go back to Tokyo after all. I kind of wish they gave us more new characters rather than give reskins. I mean, it's just like 1 or 2 new characters per event, and they actually did give 2 new characters in this, Dagon as well as Astarte. I want Canaan Double Ganger to be in Tokyo. Also, Blackstream Tips S. Yeah, it's just super slowly. Let's continue the story. Oh yeah, finally we got some old ones. Backstory. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I, Dagon, once gained a body in a world far from this one, in the abyssal system of the old ones. I was granted the honor of receiving part of another body. One of the line of that which shall not be named, direct descent from Azathoth, the creator and former ruler. Moloch and Asterius. Strange typos you're making. Or renaming choices. Yet, that world's doom suddenly became imminent. Some said that it had been broken from the very start. Others said that its destruction was preordained from the very beginning. Azathoth was sealed away. Rumor has it, he lost to one who called himself a god. Then Azathoth, descendant, the one of my line, was sealed away in a castle beyond time to slumber in the depths of the ocean. A castle in an abyss so deep as to be reached beyond comprehension, and certainly far beyond what I could reach. Once in a blue moon, using a rule which severs the gap between dream and reality, I would receive word that they are still okay. That's his connection to this other Dagon, not through like being identical to him, but being, I guess, a brother through Azathoth. Still, I was lonely. I wanted to meet my kin once again. I swore that I would stop at nothing if only it meant I could once again be with them. I began researching like a man possessed to uncover the truth of Azathoth's battle with that god so ancient as to defy imagining. And when my efforts proved insufficient, I extended my search to the city of madness called Tokyo beyond the rainbow. And so greedy was I for information that I didn't even flinch at the notion of a contract that would lose me my body. It was all for the promise I had made to my kin. I would learn the truth of my world from the mouth of a man who was my own name. Then, at the furthest ends of the universe, my promise would be fulfilled. Another cross-mythological intersection. Let's go! Burning bright! Hold him! Labyrinth of the labyrinth! Take hold! Construct of the gods! Get your shit wrecked. Don't give in, warriors. We dedicate this glorious power to our creators. You and your friends fight back against the shadows from Dagon's memories, meant to destroy Canaan. The nightmarish memories taking angels' forms disappear one by one like mist, and their numbers dwindle. He didn't make a clone for Dagon. You! How dare you! Husakanda! Bale flies at you, brandishing his clubs. The winds will protect you! Banyan Haka! However, the truth is called forth by Housamo and Adonis to protect you, keeping Bale from reaching you. Bale. Pretty much. Damn you! Kind of, except Bale's getting his ass up here rather than the other end. Let's see. Why? Where did it go wrong? Bale makes the plea when you find Astaroth blocking the way. Astaroth! Why you? Bale. I wanted power. A power worthy of the highest seat in the hexagram. I wanted to be a world representative. Finally, I had gotten what I had craved, only for it to slip through my fingers. Bale wails as tears stream down his face. Eat shit, my dude, eat shit. Are you saying I was in the wrong? That there's something wrong with my wish? No, Bale, I'm not saying there was anything wrong with what you wanted. I've known to stretch these tears. I remember my own pain, so I won't tell you that you were in the wrong. I guess you could say that Bale wanted to Bale. Oh man, everyone's got some hot cons right now, tonight. Bale raises his clubs and horny bonks Astaroth. Astaroth ready says Golden Snake. Shatter his advance! Expel him from Canaan! Sacred artifact of this world representative, grieving clubs! My poison will riddle your soul and lay bare on all discrepancies. Criminatores Diabolus! I love how that Bale's so angry that tears are running down his face. Astaroth! And Astartes cry, the two attacks cross and miss. Huh? Bale laughs until a single snake begins to glow on his neck. Bale, if you'd come at me with your own sacred artifact that you had grown accustomed to. If you, the high seat in the hexagram, had challenged me, rank 29th, I'm sure I would have lost. What was desperately locked away inside of Bale now becomes plain for all to see. Bale, so that's where you were. Astarte, I'm... Shut up, Will! Stay inside me where you belong. Mr. Power Button. You. Where did all the angels have for me to go? There's supposed to be more than this. I'm afraid they won't be joining us. It's a hunter's job to take down birds in flight. Oh, this is probably Robinson. I mean Johnny Test. Na-na-na-na-na. The hero always shows up last, didn't you know? Break and split! Island divider! It was Baal the whole time. Who would have guessed? Oh, he used his secret artifact spoon. Nice. Even though Protactus should have been able to do that too. Robinson's attack separates Baal from Bale. Wait! No! Don't leave me! Wait, Bale, you've got to be separate. Let's head back to Tokyo. Damn you! All of you! Stop getting away! Stop getting away! Stop getting away from my dream! Bale lunges at you. Blackwood's wide, spread wide. He was too busy filming the what's called the Netflix remake of Johnny Test. By the way, look that up. Apparently that's a real thing. I only just found it this morning. Edgy, so that's being edgy again. Oh my god. So if we count Baal as a separate entry, that means there are like 3 Seth clones. It just never stops. Seth was really trying to become the saber face of Housamo. It used to be like Moritaka in comedy, or Horike comedy, but now it's actually just Seth. Someone should edit that scene where MC's like, you get a body, you get a body, except instead of that, it should be like, you get a Seth, you get a Seth, everybody gets a Seth. Oh, here we are. Beam of light, above all others, take the sacrifice of blood and grant face to my name. Burnt offering. Roll of the Wanderer, rule of rending, come forth, boundless tail. Is that? A single blade rends through space, seeming to split dreams from reality. And in its wielder, Dagon at last sees the one he has been searching for, completely incidentally. And not through the lead he was following all this time. My kin. So he's referring to inside MC then. Everything on me needs a tsundere. Seth next in line. Well, look, not according to Valentine's. I mean, it looks like he's less of a tsundere there. Through the rent in space, you see a sight you've seen, not seen in a long time. Tokyo. Wait, did I just rent space this time? Yeah, I did. Have I ever done that before? Has the MC ever done that before? I know he's definitely rented Gravity several times, but and I know a few times he's rented like brain control, but I don't remember him rending space like this. Bale disappears as if sucked through the opening. Let's meet again in Tokyo, Bale. I'm sure I'll see you there before long. You know, in a few months after the release of this event. That city, it doesn't seem so bad anymore. Maybe I could come to like it. Yeah, it seems like the old one. Of course, it's the old one's power. That's how else would Dagon only recognize it now? But I'm talking about, has MC ever used the old one's power before like that? Bale, damn, he protected Screwjaw. Yeah, he did that with Sass. Did he? Yeah, I think he might have actually, something like that. Which means MC's old one soul created old one's Dagon. MC's old one soul created old one's Dagon. What? I thought Dagon was created by Azasos directly at 9. Wasn't that the case? That's what it seemed to be saying before. That city. So you're saying that Dagon is our child? That puts a twist on things. Both our dad and our son at the same time. And there are a lot of things I would like to talk to you about. That's an awkwardly long period. Wait, that's it? We're just gonna jump right into the epilogue. Okay. I mean, sure, why not? Oh wait, there's only one epilogue part? Okay, sure. I thought there were 2 epilogue parts. Guess I was mistaken. Alright, let's finish up with the epilogue then. He's been searching for the one who gave him a body, his kin. The one who could run between dreams and reality. So you're saying the protagonist was directly in line of Azasoth, and then through us, or at least our old one's soul, we created Dagon? Something like that, or at least gave him a body. It's, oh my god, this lore can be confusing. We just need like a compendium of something, like objective facts rather than true storytelling of like how these things happened. I still want Kusulu and Housamo. Got bad news for you. I don't know what the bad news is, but that doesn't sound encouraging at all. I mean, hey, we have Kasuga. That's something. Kasuga cry. This is not what Kasuga wants. Maple, this is not what Kasuga wants to hear. Seth is okay. Oh, here we are. A boy looks up at the rainbow spanning the wide blue skies of Tokyo, so far above the towering structures that would contain it, and recalls a promise. This boy's hometown once told of a great flood that had come to destroy the world, washing away not only memory, but all life. Okay, so this is the parallel... Actually, it's kind of the same thing. I mean, yeah. What's the great flood, that is. Kusuga comes close. Kusuga cry. After the floodwaters had receded, a rainbow appeared in the heavens, accompanied by an echoing voice. The voice, so it was said, belonged to the creator of light, whom the town called the Lord, who formed a covenant with the world. This is just God, what are we saying? The voice proclaimed that the rainbow was a token of their contract between them, that such flood would never again dash their bodies before its fury. That promise held true, and from that day forth, the floods that swept the land did not destroy the beings living there. Instead, they only washed clean their memories. Huh. Well, I guess it's just like an extension of into Housamo lore. The young boy understood that this was a great mercy, and believed that it should be shared with everyone. If only everyone could yield themselves to order and wish for the same thing, perhaps that would ease the anguish the world system causes. Wish for the same thing, perhaps that ease an action. Wish for what? I don't know what he's saying. But you know about the Great Flood, that is? Kind of would defeat purpose. However, this lofty ideal went unrealized, and even after the promise was made, the world continued to suffer. Housamo, Fairy Wolf, Jesus. Wait, what am I? Jesus and Housamo win. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Very exception clash fine. The same sins were committed again and again, and the floods kept coming to cleanse them. The boy saw that the world had not changed at all since before the first flood. This pure young boy felt this betrayed the promise made, and grew jaded against the world's inhabitants. Not only he, but many angels felt this way, and in their anger, many worlds were laid to waste. Canaan, the promised land, was among them. But the world's destruction of its most beloved, so inimical to the system of the world of the angels, was an unforgivable sin. That's a bit ironic, but I don't know. The world Canaan was originally sent underwater because of the first flood, but it seems like the subsequent, I guess, conquering by the angels out of their, I guess, exhaustion, out of the futility of the subsequent floods, that is memory erasures. It seems they attacked it yet again, but for a different reason of, I guess, they didn't love enough, or they didn't love properly. Something about loving them until Astarte ended up grieving, which was like the antithesis of what they wanted. Brother! There is one who refused to let his world go down the same path as Canaan, despite knowing what the world system was like. Though he both pitied and hated the vessel that he had inherited the memories, he vowed to continue fighting over and over again. That which towered over Tokyo had no comment for the boy's decision, but merely stood there in all of its majesty. Well, the protagonist is definitely Shaitan, but I have no idea about Michael's case. Although, I guess Lucifer was known for like having other angels or something, I think, going against them, going against God's wishes, because of a misinterpretation of what God wanted, something like that. Yeah, you have a point. Michael is kind of like Lucifer then. Let us speak of that structure which pierces through Canaan's sky, earth, and sea, like a tower of incomprehensible scale. While there is little we know of its true nature, we can make several conjectures based on what we do know. As a specialist in otherworldly architecture, allow me to propose a few hypotheses. First, historically speaking, towers are built as a way to look out over great distances. To be effective, they must stand taller than everything else, which would explain the size, would it not? Still, it is a little too big. If that were its only purpose, there would be no need to construct something so huge. If it is not a tower, or at least not just a tower, then what exactly could it be? Can you see it? The vast torrent of light shining through the small window-like apertures in the structures. What if the exuberant light is actually the true essence of the structure? What if the part that looks like a tower is merely an outer shell to what protects what lies within? And may help us to understand those giant pillars of light that show up in the stories of so many worlds. Giant pillars of light, huh? So, there's some relation to the gates of Tokyo in this. Those pillars of light, with which I'm sure we're all familiar, tells us the story of a rainbow. The story of rainbow bridges that connect one world to another. That tower may seem to stretch straight up to the heavens, but what if it is actually no more than one-sided giant... Oh my god. But what if it is actually no more than one side of a giant arch? So, they're saying it's a bridge. I mean, in a sense, the tower that goes up to heavens would be also a bridge. Yeah, Dagon giving architectural lessons, pretty much. If I'm correct, Lucifer rebelled against God due to him believing that humans should bow to angels, not vice versa. He and any angels that followed him were struck down. Yeah, it's similar to that, but clearly there are some differences. Like, it wasn't due to some sort of superior complex, but just dissatisfaction with them repeating supposed mistakes, which they did not clarify. That would mean that the light shining from the tower is a road connecting to some other worlds. Perhaps it is a road that leads to the world we were in before, Tokyo. So the tower was the way out all that time? After the floods receded from Canaan, a shining rainbow arched across the sunlit skies. A joyous smile spread across the face of every resident of Canaan. Her chef, Moloch Yam, and Kotaro Casas were among them, having all gained new bodies. And naturally, a certain pair was also there. Through its connection to the Tower of Babel, this world of Canaan discovered a future it should never have had. There are more than 20 pillars of light that stand in Tokyo. 23 pillars that connect to just as many different worlds, and another tower like Canaan's, a Tower of Babel. So they're saying that the Tower of Babel is a lot like one of the gates. So in a sense, it is acting as a gate, just something that was hidden all the time. Interesting. Baal himself said that among his acquaintances, the tower is known as a nexus of worlds. Maybe the rest of the worlds, the destroyed ones, not part of the 23, are connected to it just like Canaan. And beyond its span, our promised land of Canaan has been reborn. Wow. Look! See how the people live, Arthur. They have gained new bodies, and with them new lives. They can no doubt continue living in this world. You and your friends have much to be proud of. You have given this doomed world back its future. Come closer, for I will give you a marvelous gift in return. Okay. Get on my knees and close my eyes. Oh, do you like this? I won't be letting go of your head. What's wrong? Is there something you wanted to ask me? This is random, but... which Dagon are you? Which one indeed, I wonder. So he never got a new body. He's just gonna live in him from now on. Tanjiro was like, no, I hate Dagon. He's not getting another body too. Did he just slap his butt? What's the bong stick? Is that something you can stick up my butt? So, it will soon be time for you to come in to depart Canaan. Seems that they're a comfy existence with each other. Bonkai. Bleach reference. I'm sure once you leave, it will be difficult for you to return. I'm sure Bale must have schemed some way to open a gate between his revived Canaan and Tokyo, but it isn't like we can ask him. And anyway, the situation now is very different from what he had planned. There is no telling what might happen if Canaan and Tokyo were connected. It would be best if the two were kept forever apart. Canaan is just a different world entirely. Senbon Zakura Kageyoshi. Right. That is an old reference. I believe so too, Dagon. But I would ask your opinion. Dagon of Canaan. Father of this world, what do you plan from here on out? Other than you few, everyone who came here to Canaan from Tokyo has returned through the Tower of Babel. To Canaan from okay, I see. Their memories were separated from those of Canaan's citizens, which were then transplanted into new bodies, and then they left. Imagine GoGo 3 was another treating clone. I'm sure Irby would die of joy. And come. Our chef, Moloch, and Kosar Wakasis have also been given new bodies, and are now separate from my companions. I am the same. What was one is now two, much as a sea divided by land simply becomes two seas. Interesting. Well, I say Babel, because it's like, you know, like, that's just how I've heard of it. But Babel also makes sense because, like, Babylon or something. However, Dagon of Canaan, we were unable to create a new body for you, because I hate your guts. The issue was with your status as creator of the world. I had assumed as much. You, Father Dagon, were here before even the ocean. Therefore, even Yam's power wasn't sufficient to create a body for you. Wait, so it was Yam's power that created the bodies, not Tangaroa's? This is not what you told me, Irby! If we had gathered the fates of the citizens of the revived Canaan, and had my old body still remained. Both at the same time. Okay, convenient, sure. We may have been able to revive my body as you did for Yams. However, that's a good story. It's just that, you know, like, these plot details, I want to understand them. I don't want to just, like, leave them in the air and never have them resolved, so. Like, once I'm done the story, I'm not gonna be researching that deeply into it, so I want to understand as much as I can before I finish the story. However, my old body was destroyed in its entirety on that island. Whoops, my bad. So he means his his Canaan body in the island, yeah. Making another would be impossible. I think they just combined their power to create the body. Poor Tag will probably try to make a new body for him. I could create another body of myself, and then I would do all sorts of things. But then, once Dagon of the Old Ones leaves this world, you'll simply cease to. Once Dagon of the Old Ones leaves this. No, that will not happen. Canaan's Dagon and I have made a promise. Yes, we have. I will leave my memories in the body of Dagon, of the Old Ones, and live alongside him in the outside world. Interesting. So, I guess this is like how Musashis are made. It just, made sure the body happening. Okay. What? Oh yeah, Bao's here. You can do that. Wait, I already know that. Why are you surprised? Sweet! But what about this world then? It won't have like a world representative present. Well, I guess the world doesn't need the representative to be present. It would have been difficult had anyone else been the vessel, but my sacred artifact is a pillar that holds memories. It supports the city of Roulier, deep in the abyss of the world of the old ones. It should be more than equal to the task. Much like Tanjiro having a pillar, Tanjiro, the staff, is the pillar, but the man holding it cannot withdraw its full strength, therefore making him unable to retain memories through a flood. So that's why Tanjiro seems to always forget his memories every second he can get. But by combining with Yam, he was able to unlock his true potential as Tanjiro. Ooh, that's an interesting inference. Honestly, there's a spoiler for the special quests, which I'll be checking on my own time most likely. But I'll see. Maybe I'll see Asterius as if he has one. Probably not, but we'll see. This Canaan means to go beyond the world of my memories. Therefore, it has no more need of me. The ones who have inherited it will take care of it and lead into the future. He has a point. Like, their entire existence really is just based on his memories. So if they want to have an existence beyond that, Dagon shouldn't be there. Wait, you mean you're leaving us? Honorable Father Dagon! Astarte, Baal, you have seen the limits of what you can do and experience the destruction of a world. Okay, I get it. Everything is in a bio. Jeez, I haven't read the bios in like forever. No, you will walk through the destruction to what lies beyond. I believe in you. You okay with this, other Dagon? I think with someone's memories. See you again, right? Or you really want to ask that, Arthur? My kin who gave me my body is doing much the same thing. For me to protest it would be the height of vanity. What do you mean? Okay, come on. Let's not be clear. It's been a long time since I have been in such good spirits. Several days later, Canaan streets rings was revelry and celebration of new friends and mourning for things lost. I thought they left already. The giant banquet seems like it will never end, but it slowly begins to die down as the night goes on. One by one, guests begin to fall into a peaceful slumber, and the city descends into a sleepy silence. Hey, you still awake, Captain? Astarte calls out to you quietly. I just realized that Dagon's the third Kotaro. What does that even mean? Explain yourself. What does that even mean? What? Let's go for a walk. Just two of us. You and Astarte chat as you walk through the now quiet streets of Canaan. Astarte goes back through your memories together, reliving the moments with a smile. Along the way, you come across a large boulder by the roadside, the same one that Astarte threw several days ago. Hey, watch this. Astarte punch! As if. Ow, 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 ow. What are you doing? Hey, do you remember? I'm sure you do, right, Arthur? There was a time when I was so strong I could crush that boulder easily. I guess that strength was never really mine. Still, I think I'm glad I got to know what it was like to have it. I always thought strength was just better than weakness. I hated anything weak and thought anything strong was good. But then I learned that just because something's strong doesn't mean it's good. And then I didn't know who I wanted to be. I chose a path though, and right now, I'm just satisfied that I was able to choose. Astarte smiles as the gentle evening breeze ruffles your hair. What is with this Astarte hate? She's cool. Astarte's cool. Hey, Astarte, can I ask you something? What did you do to make Maple Diaz hate you? dads hate you, sorry. What are you getting all shy for? Just ask. Why did you give it back? I made you a promise, didn't I? That we were only changing bodies for a little bit. I ain't being forced to do anything, so... I'm really sorry for doing that to you. Once I've made a decision, I stick to it. I'm sure you know that by now, right? What's with that face? If you got something to say, then say it. Who gets to say what strength is anyway? Yeah, I feel the same. It's nice knowing you feel the same way. Just a start to your impression. I'm not one to pick fights with people, but trash cans aren't people, are they? Astarte doesn't deserve this. Now, some of the people that egg on hard with what's called Astarte, maybe. I'll just give again what it really was I wanted to become. I wish to know if I wanted strength as a form of rebelling against the weakness everyone pushed on me. Yep, let me rephrase that. I wish to know if I wanted strength as a form of rebelling against the weakness everyone pushed on me. Maybe I really do want strength. Or maybe what I want is something else altogether. And I'll keep thinking until I find an answer. If that answer is something I can't find in this world, well, I guess I'll just have to go to other worlds, just like you. There's got to be one somewhere. I'll make sure of it. Father Dagon's doing the same thing, after all. Why can't I do it too? I bet the fearless Astarte of a few days ago would have no issue living in this place. After all, I was all ready for this to be the end. I was really sure the world was done for. Oh yeah, she did that thing. Yet, here I am, living. I figured that if I've got the guts to get through that, I can do just about anything. She's not tsundere, though. Like, what's it called? She's not like she's not putting up a facade that's untrue, right? Like, inside, that is her identity of being, like, kind of butch. And it's also her desires, too. Well, this is just, like, you know, my own personal take. Maybe you have a different outlook of what tsundere is. But for me, a tsundere is just, like, you know, someone who is only, like, you know, denying them but liking them just because of being a contrarian, you know, in terms of they don't want to admit it. And, you know, they would never want to, like, give this particular person, I guess, the joy of knowing that they actually like them back. Whereas, you know, Astarte doesn't seem to be, like, hiding that fact that he likes Aerthen. It's just that she's being, you know, kind of a butch about it. Not bitch, kind of being butch about it. Like, she's a strong personality for sure. And it's not, but I don't think it comes off as contrarian or as in denial of her feelings to us. Yeah, I figure that if I got guts to go through that, I can do just about anything. Even travel to a different world. I bet I could just jump straight over the walls between them. So, this isn't goodbye. I swear it. It's not, I tell you. No goodbyes here. Nope, none. Now am I right, or am I right? I want to hug Astarte because horny option, but you know what? Grabbing her hand seems a lot more appropriate in this case. A lot more, what's it called? Like, militant and formal. Like, you little... Well, your bull will give you that. Here's I was trying to cheer you up like he did me. Astarte doesn't waste any time in reciprocating your affection. Hey, I have a not goodbye present for you. Ah, that's a nice way of putting it. You're so strong. Like, really, really strong. I'm sure that, even in your world, everyone always assumes you're strong and expects things from you to match. So I'll be the one to remember that you have your weak moments too. I won't laugh at your weakness you've shown me, that you've lost the power that was given to you. I'll be the one to tell you that you need to place a higher value on yourself. And when anyone expects you to do something or be a certain way, just look down your nose at them and laugh. Shino flashbacks. I'll just believe you're doing that, no matter which ocean you're under. So, you can believe that I'm happy and doing well too, and let that thought cheer you up. Huh? You'd expect I'd be shedding tears. Look at you, coming here, turning my whole world upside down and then trying to tell me to be sad about it. You should just do what you want, you know? Because I'm not saying goodbye. This isn't goodbye. The sun rises, announcing the day of your departure from Canaan. Ready, everyone? Looking at you closely like this gives me a kind of weird feeling, Astaroth. Oh wait, this... Astaroth, yeah. It's like I'm standing in front of myself. Well, because I am, right? Ever since that day, who we are has changed in our eyes. I really thought that if you could have my power and I could have your body, everything would be alright. I was just like Bale. I thought that if I could get what I wanted, everything would be fine. I was happy once I got used to being in your body, but there was always something different about it. Something wrong. But I finally realized what that was when I looked at you, Bale, and everything. Was it because what you wanted was being lent to... Was it because what you wanted was being lent to you by someone else? Because it wasn't really yours? Let's see. Actually, I kind of hate how the protagonist's power fluctuates so much in the story. Well, that one has an actual reason in this case. It only fluctuated just because he obtained a role that Astarte was taken as the most beloved, and also the most weakest, just as a consequence of it. No. I think it was something different. So, what was it? Spit it out. I always thought I hated when others would push things onto me. Looking at you, though, I realized something I hated even more. Myself, for not being able to turn them down. I never fought for what I wanted because I had given up on it. Even in your body, I was still doing the same old me that I hated. You fought. Even though you knew it was hopeless. You fought. You fought back when I wouldn't. You chose what I didn't. Even when you were cornered, even when you were so cornered it'd make you want to die. That's something I would never have been able to do. I thought you and I were the same, but it turns out we aren't. When I realized the depth of the difference between us, it hurt so much I couldn't breathe. I couldn't stand how shallow I was, just taking your body and pretending to be you. I didn't want to lose you. Lose to you. Lose to me? Well, I don't mind this reason, but I'm talking about the canon story. Astros is a... yeah, Astros is something. I mean, I usually prefer male over female, but honestly, just... I prefer Astarte's design far more, which is why I her as the choice for the 3-star skin. I want to choose a path for myself that I won't regret. I want to become someone who has nothing to feel guilty about. Astaroth. So, thank you. Because of you, I've come to like myself. If just a little. Astarte. It might have a previous version of me, but... Thank you. Oi, there's something I need to tell you. Me? The previous version of you? Please stop saying stuff like that. Huh? But my rule. Everyone said... Huh? Wait, this is supposed to be a hug? This is what the 4 stars? Ah, that's cute. That's cute. Don't be silly, Astros. What's between us can't be summed up so easily. We're soldiers, comrades in arms, 2 people fighting the same battle in different worlds. You think so too, right? You place your hand on the giant door, and light surrounds you, ready to skew away. Let's go, Astaroth. Yeah, let's go, Ayrton. Ooh, Astaroth. Ayrton! Bye-bye, Canaan. See you later, Astarte. Aww. You and your friends become one with the torrent of light. You let the light take you, guided by your ties to those no doubt waiting for you on the other side. On the way, Astaroth lets his Dyson counter replay inside his head. So please, help her. I beg you. Oh my god, Maple. Thank you for honoring my selfish promise. Thank you, Ayrton. Astaroth thanks you, with a smile on Astarte's face, so fresh on his mind. She eats you one last time. Next is my turn. You may not care, but I'm making that promise anyway. It's my turn to save you, here, in Tokyo. Oh my god, they're actually playing this music. No! I mean, it's a good song, but like, you hear it a million times until it becomes bad. I always thought it was weird, though, the first time I fought Ayrton. Why did Astarte's memory want to stop me? Did she remember something when she came out from inside me? I keep making the same mistakes over and over, but every time, I'll remember. I'll remember you, Astarte, my friend. Whenever I feel like I'm about to break, I'll remember you, fighting your own battles beneath the faraway sky. And I think that just might give me the strength to carry on. Raiders of the Lost Isle, Canaan, the Promised Land. End. Oh boy. Wow. Oh, we got debated. Oh, okay. Just the last scene of it. Fine, I'll be nice. I started as better to send an Astaroth. Now that is something we can agree with at least. Is it really the end? Like really the end? Wow. So Canaan has been revived for real, but it's separate from Tokyo. Like, what they went back through a one-way path, but it seems that the protagonist and others got more out of it than they started with because they were able to retain their memories this time, including from the experiences in Raiders of Lost Isle 1, which should have been lost, but my best guess it seems like Dagon's memories of the island actually were retained too, and he was able to give them back to them as a result. I guess liking her design is a start, kind of. Well, it's not fair because I'm not... Yeah, for real. Astaroth's design is no thanks. I haven't done this in a while, but I'm kind of interested in seeing maybe a few of theirs. But I'll probably just check out one. The special quests, that is. Canaan, the Promised Land. Okay, let's... Wait, Astros but no Astarte? Bruh. Anyways, let's just see Dagons. What? You did lose your memories at the end of GoGo 1. What choice? It was literally like you forgot. And then it was a promise with like Kijimun and everything. And that was one of the sad things. And then like at the end of the scene, it was like Kijimun spawned in your room. And it was just like Kijimun remembered, but it was like this weird fulfillment of promise that only one of you remembered. But that's one of the things that made it a lot more somber, in my opinion. My god, Irby gaslighting and rewriting my entire memory and history. I can't believe you're doing this. Screenshot. Kijimun is a good boy. He had the best special quest from Raiders of the Lost Isle 1. You all should check it out. It's too sad. Oh my god. Like he had this entire thing. It's like everyone else's was like what's it called? Everyone else's special quest in Raiders of Lost Isle 1 was like, you know, after the events of everything, but Kijimun was actually took place before everything took place, and he was like you know, he was talking about some flower that was struggling to grow on a rock, and it was really sad because he was just like, did you think this flower is foolish? And he was kind of just like talking about himself in a way, I believe, for, you know, wishing to go somewhere else. And that was like an analogy for Kijimuna's apprehension for, you know, he wants to have friends, but he never really considered meeting other people and leaving his island. So that entire like special quest was like, I guess, a foreboding of that, predicting it, whatever the term is. Foreshadowing, there it is. Dagon quest real. Leave it to Ara to leave the worst for last. What? Okay. I'm just gonna be picking Dagons, and that's pretty much it. I'll check the others on my free time, but like for real, special quests are just whenever I feel like it for these streams. Some days after that battle, you arrive at the palace at Dagon's request. Dragon is best husband. Well, I'm sure a lot of people can agree with in that case, with that typo. We have been waiting for you, Savior of Canaan. Father Dagon is waiting up ahead. Allow me to show you the way. Thank you for coming. I have awaited your arrival. Dagon? My, I see you're able to spot the difference between us with just a glance. From your perspective, I believe that this is the first time we have met. You know, if I take off all my clothes, then you won't be able to tell the difference between me and the other one. Although, I've become quite familiar with you through the memories of Dagon of Canaan. My name, as you may have surmised, is Dagon. I bear the same name as Father Dagon of Canaan, and I am the one who lent him this body and gave life to his memories. Such decadent depravity. Such a fiery gaze you have. Very stimulating. With a wink, Dagon smiles at you seductively. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Dagon, a transient from the world of the Old Ones. I make my living as a marine architect. I lecture at a certain university in Tokyo in my spare time, teaching structural theory and such. I could have sworn his name was Daddy. Not quite. A construction specialist, huh? College lecturer of structural studies? Seems like a smart guy. Now, about the other Dagon you're familiar with, Arthur. I think it is possible for you to differentiate between the two of us. What say you? Huh? can faintly see overlapping.
You really can see us separately. I see. So that is how the majority is constructed. Having two sets of memories in one body seems to have been what I needed to finally get a solid sense of this. That's right. If it were a majority based on two sets of memories, one would only be able to see one set. But with three or more individuals present, need that hold? I see. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm starting to find you just as interesting as my Canaanite counterpart does, Arathan.
I have no idea what you're talking about, for real.
Sorry. If the mark of an expert is to be able to convey complex ideas in simpler terms, I surely have a long way to go. Do not worry about it. It is not something for you to be concerned about. Not in your current state, anyway. Now, more importantly, do you have anything to say to me?
Wow, rude. Can I talk to Canaan a second?
Yes, of course. However,
these guys sure are having fun switching around. Which one are you right now?
Let me explain, Nathan. If I had to say, I would say I am both. I am Dagon of the world of the Old Ones, and yet also Father Dagon of Canaan. Perhaps it would be clearest to say that the emotions we share are now emerging to the surface together. There is a constant vote occurring inside the closed vessel of my body, and only our shared desire become our holistic intention. Well, it would be a different story if the memories of Dagon of Canaan were to be moved and sealed inside a pillar. To be frank, so long as you are not looking too hard, we rarely notice the little discrepancies between us. Perhaps we two Dagons were rather similar to begin with. So much so that we could be called, to quote Astaroth, each other's past or future lives. After all, his role and role allow him to easily perceive such things. We love and are loved together, because we give love and are drowned in love.
So you're the Dagon I know. The Dagon I'm speaking to right now is the same Dagon I met on that island. Thanks for helping me out. I wanted to see you again.
You certainly don't hide your affections. Well then, allow this Dagon to lovingly accept your words. I cannot help becoming jealous of me. Are you perhaps unconsciously noticing this discrepancy between us? You have not forgotten our promise, have you? Do not worry, Dagon. I remember.
What could it...
What? Now come here, my dear.
Dagon extends his tentacles to draw you closer to him, and suddenly you find tentacles in every orifice of your body.
There is nothing to be afraid of. Just entrust yourself to us.
Dagon easily lifts your shirt off and carries you underground. Dagon, Dagon, Dagon. He keeps saying Dagon. I'm going to hustle. Ooh. Fancy. This is a caramel-colored lake stretches for as far as your eyes can see.
This is the place where Canaan's king spoke of love, gave it life, and affirmed their promises.
Dagon, or rather the two Dagons, emerged from a storehouse, now clad in their swimsuits. A place to speak of love. A place to affirm promises. Once again, that's one hot bod. The other 5-star didn't pull for the banner. Wait. There, Hennies. Dagon's tongue snakes out to lick his lips as he replies.
We cannot live without sharing our decadent love. We must be drowned and drown others in love. After all, that is how we are made. However, the love we would share is not just the heart, but of the body as well. Although we have two minds, we have only one vessel, one body. Therefore, we came to the conclusion that we should love the same person together.
The Dagon takes your hand before placing something in your palm and closing your fingers over it. Don't tell me it's a seashell. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose my... Seashells of promise, of course. 2 sets for 2 Dagons. Does that mean I'm gonna take both at the same time? You're giving these to me. Both of you? You literally just met me one Dagon.
These are a gift from me to you, the savior of Canaan. These are a gift from me to you, the one who unknowingly quenched my cravings.
The double wink.
And it is also the symbol of fraternal love, familial love, romantic love, and every other kind of love we hold for you.
Oh yeah, that's awkward. We are family now that I think about it. Caramel Cone, Show, Blue Lake, MK. I don't understand. Romantic love.
We will give you all the love we have. Any love that you desire, we will offer to you. So tell us, what kind of love do you desire from us?
What I want is...
Speak your heart's desire, Ethan.
Oh my god. Where is the option to awkwardly pick both family and lover? Because that is what it is. Like, apparently we're like his son or his father. I can't really remember. Probably like his father or something. Each other's mutual daddies. So this is a threesome. Yep, this is as threesome as it gets. Unless you count the extra tentacles. I can hear Horikei Okami running at full speed. I want us to be lovers.
You desire the abyss of my affection. Are you sure you know what it is you ask? I see. Yes, of course. If that is what you wish. I hear and obey. We shall love you so much that we will drown together in semen. I will give you your love and be true to that love. I was given this body by a great individual for this purpose.
Dagon utters a name, but its pronunciation would be impossible for any human tongue. Okay, so I am his father, and I suppose they were the nameless one, or I think that's the impression I'm getting.
I will give you love and be true to that love, for this is why I was born in Canaan. You would do well to be careful. You will be receiving all 12 inches of my love, Ayrton. Remember, we see no issue in giving you enough love to submerge you, corrupt you, and drown you. You'll be gasping for air as you drown her cock. You will lose the ability to do anything without me as we sink into the bestialer, and I will love you all the same.
Oh my god, what am I doing on stream?
Now then, there's no one else here and no reason to be wary of the gazes of others. Let us rest our weary bodies and minds and indulge in debauchery to our heart's contents.
Should have zoomed in his crotch. Oh my god, we're gonna get spit roasted. Led by the hand of 2 Dagons in one body, you make your way into the promised land of his milk and honey. I can't wait to be covered in his milk and honey. Oh my god, do you hear that? That's not them splashing in water, if you catch our drift. The sun shines down on you as the spray of the sweet lake swaves gently wets your legs. Peggy 12 inch. Oh my god. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't be reading these special clauses instead if I'm going to be reading them this generally. Jesus Christ. Breaking news, Dagon found dead in the lake. Ophion is being taken to jail for manslaughter. Well, it would have to be after the fact. Anyway, enough being openly horny in the stream where lots of people are watching. Yeah, that was an interesting distraction. Thank you for watching. So, good story. Final thoughts. We never saw Robinson's alternate skin. We never saw Tangaroa's alternate skin. And we only saw Dagon's as well as what's his face, Kijimuna, and as well as Astarte and Astaroth. Yeah, that sweet fluid, that sweet organic liquid running down my throat. Land milk and honey tastes like fish. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, it's so the story is. It's an interesting thing. That entire beginning was kind of like a complete bait, because it seems like we were being chased by Astaroth and Bale, but that was a complete lie and a half. That was just like, incidentally, we were running away from some unnamed disaster, and which was never clarified what it was. And then they happened to be leading the evacuation efforts to that direction into the Tower of Babel. So that was just giant baiting, whatever. I might have to rewatch that just to understand the context again. It's called Bale being a little bitch and crying as everything fell apart was hilarious and fun. Pretty much. And the story did make sense, honestly. It did make sense in terms of he wanted to be the world representative, and he knew it was going to be a world that was falling apart, but he knew it would loop anyway, so it doesn't matter if it was going to loop. And what's it called? He was there to keep his promises either way. He made a promise to Dagon to I don't know what his promise to Dagon was, anything, but just to give it. He made a promise to Canaan, Dagon of the Old Ones, to have a body as long as he gets the memories he wanted, trying to find MC, which he incidentally finds MC, not in like the way he intended. So that seems like just a chance of fate rather than the actual plans. He also made a promise to Old Ones Dagon to, I don't know, just give him body so that he can like continue his existence, or not just in memories. So he did keep his promises, and to the protagonist, he also wanted him to promise him to return to France, which he would eventually, the moment he decided to give up and go back to Tokyo and give up those memories. Bale was just being a real hard ass about it. I don't know why he was trying to be like it did seem like he was trying to be world representative, but the consequences of trying to take over a world falling apart rather than trying to fix the world, I guess, was Bale's main wrongdoing. And as a result, he ate shit in the end, which is hilarious. Tangaroa being Jesus and dividing his body into a million pieces so that everyone can be on was kind of surprising. Not the kind of resolution I was expecting to that. But I guess now there's canonically two Asterius as the Spiros list, so maybe there's fanfic or some art there one day to fulfill that need to see that coming true. There's let's see. Astarte apparently is just a memory of the past, which is why they kept on saying they're the past. I think there's like that. Astaroth was either the future or the past. In this case, he should be the future because Astarte was just a memory of the past. Who's now that I think about it, what the fuck? What the fuck? How did Astarte live? What the heck? Everyone else got a body from the throne. Well, never mind. Now that I think about it, the body he got was maybe from Tangaroa also, maybe? I can't really say. Yeah, it was from Tangaroa also. But why does it look completely different? Then again, all the memories look different. But yeah, Astarte's appearance just came from just being a memory in the first place. And now she has a continued existence that wasn't in the revived Canaan that did not die prematurely. The whole story of Michael and the angels destroying worlds, that did not have a resolution, but I think functionally that served the purpose for the main quest, just to understand the background of what exactly Michael's perception is of these other worlds and how he tries to conquer them and all that. So that's interesting, if not relevant to Canaan itself. And Bale being selfish also shows his true intentions in terms of, like, if we see him in main quest, we should keep an eye out for him. He's not actually caring about the three guilds, he just cares about being his own world representative. Well, maybe he wants to be a world representative still in the Rulemakers, who knows. And Baal didn't really have much characterization besides being friends with Astarte. It was a bit confusing, but in very most they said that he didn't want to make Astarte cry. I don't really understand why Astaroth keeps on saying that he is the future of Astarte, though. Even though like she existed in the past and he existed in the future, there's nothing necessarily directly connecting them together. So that's just like I believe that's a forced connection, and I think Astarte clued in on that because she was just like, "What the hell are you saying? Stop calling us that." They were definitely not just each other's past and future. That doesn't make sense. That's a stupid comparison, especially since they just switched desires on the end too. That got more like that. I want Canaan to be part of the game and be on the MC side. Canaan's like a unique existence, and also representative of all other worlds that aren't part of the 23. So we don't even know if like Canaan really will persist past the loop, but I mean it should, honestly. But it's just its own existence. It's fine. They deserve a break. They were just recently destroyed, and then now that they only have a second chance of life, so let's just leave them be from the shenanigans of the world of Tokyo. But yeah, I'd be excited for what's called more sequels like this for events that have a lot more story. Raiders of Lost Isle was exceptional, even from the beginning, for offering a lot of lore. There were a few other stories like that though as well. I believe, interesting enough, one of the less popular events, Black Snow on Hot Spring Mountains, also offered a lot of lore in terms of what's it called, Collision of Worlds. And those Collision of Worlds, actually they did elaborate on that kind of in what's called Beachside House of Envari Falls or something like that. So it's kind of like a spiritual sequel, but they never really directly connected them in terms of major plot points. They only just acknowledged that yes, it did happen in the past, and yeah, we're doing a collision thing again. But I am deeply interested in seeing more like side stories like this, long-term side stories that isn't the main quest, but is parallel to the main quest and isn't just a one-off like a single isolated event. So yeah, kudos to you, LifeWonders. You managed to make an event actually have some like weight to it, and I did actually tear up at one point, not because it was sad, but because it was really like heartbreakingly awesome and action intense. That happens to me sometimes when something cool is happening. But yeah. Anyways, that concludes all my thoughts for this wonderful event, Canaan. I don't know where I'd rate it among my top favorites for now, but it's definitely top 5, like I said before. Thank you for joining me. That's it. I am going to go do something else now, and I hope the rest of you enjoy the rest of this event. I will see you most likely next weekend with the discussion for the new ARs, as well as some of the EVOs that we've gotten recently. So until then, goodbye.